Hello everybody and welcome back to the Gaming Geezer 1965. And yes, you know what time it is. So what time it is. You could also read the title of the video. We're going to test my drive. And to be honest, I didn't dare to hook it up. It's 40 years old. And when I moved out of my parents' house in my first home, there was a moisture problem there. So I was kind of thinking, even though I completely wrapped it up in blankets, sheets and put it in a big garbage bag, so the least amount of moisture would come into my Commodore gear, I was still afraid that it might have done something to the system. And then I lived in this home for a lot of years where there is plenty of air regulation and it's the ideal circumstances for a storage of your old computers. So before I hooked this bad boy up, and well, I don't know if the camera picks it up because it's too far to this side, but the power is already on. It is working. I opened it up because before I wanted to hook it up to the power, I truly wanted to see if no capacitor. So man, my English is terrible when it comes to technical phrases. These things that look like high buildings, round circular, they tend to blow up. And so I opened it up first and see in what kind of state this machine is. Well, my mind was completely blown because it looked like new. There was not even, well, not one speck of dust, but it was very, very clean. And the rails where the head is moving, also clean. No thick oil. Everything looked like, okay, I am daring to give it a try. And you know what? It worked. Yesterday evening, before I went to bed, I did a few tests to see if the video would turn out good if I would start to record this today. And yes, it worked. I've put everything back so you can also see the configuration that needs to be done before it actually works. Because as you can see, right now I'm running JiffyDOS. And let me go to the options. And if we, as you can see, for the preparations I was already checking. As you can see, the kernel ROM is JiffyDOS. Drive A is, everything is JiffyDOS. First of all, this one doesn't have JiffyDOS. So if I would still kept the kernel active, it would try to search for a handshake with the drive, and the drive says, hey, I'm not having JiffyDOS. So the first thing that you need to do, if you have the same setup like me, you enter here and go back to the default setting when you bought the system. We have no kernel. Then the Ultimate 64, or Commodore 64 Ultimate I mean, will know, okay, I need to be the regular Commodore 64. Let's save this. And now, this one always needs to be drive A. We can leave built-in drive B alone, but built-in drive A needs to be disabled. Why? Because otherwise the Commodore Ultimate 64 Ultimate, man, I'm mixing things up today, but that doesn't matter. It might want to try and access both drives at the same time, and then the Commodore will be confused. So let's quit the confusion, and this drive will be disabled. And now we are ready to test. So this is all you have to do. Pretty easy, right? Okay. Well, yesterday I kept, as you can see, this is my very first supply of floppies, and I've already tested this lot, and then there's a little bit to go. And no, that's not all. I have another one. It's Dutch Bak 2, so it's a second supply. It is shorter than the first one, but that's what I had in the past to play with. There's some original games there, and there's some with the copy parties of yesteryears. You'll remember, you've been there too, because otherwise you're not watching a Commodore 64 based game video. Let me see, I need my glasses if I want to be able to read what's on the disc. Oh yeah, that is the one that I actually want to show. Because then we will see two things. The disc is still working, but also not 100%. If the behavior of yesterday evening will work again. That's the wrong, I need 8. For my TV, I don't need glasses. I mean, even while I am on the couch and the TV is on the other side, 77 inch is big enough for a Commodore 64. As you can see, this is Koala Painter. Yeah, this is supposed to work with a mouse. I did everything you will see is being done with the joystick. Wrong. If I would have done load star, it would try to load in the picture. So, with my own floppies, I will always load the directory and just move the cursor in front of what I want to load. Press the abbreviation of load, go behind there and tell the Commodore 64 where it needs to load from. Well, since we're not using JiffyDOS, we have to be a little bit more patient. But yesterday, I think it was also, of course, because of nostalgia's sake. I didn't felt the loading time were agonizingly slow. But yeah, when you're going back to JiffyDOS, never mind, it was slow, but it's the rose-tinted glasses that makes me feel nostalgia, and you put up with it. I should have just turned off the lights so I can read the letters easier, but I'm not having a Starlight model for nothing. And there we go. I had to ask ChatGPT how it works, because this was easy. Let me show you what. We'll go to storage. When you want to get a picture, wait for the directory to load. And then you click on get. And now you see your arrow suddenly has the word get. Now you just click on the picture you want to get. This might take time, yes. And when it's done loading, just check this screen. There's nowhere across where you can close this window, so you go back to the controls of the painting program. And I was like, oh man, how am I supposed to get back? There's not a button in there. It says save, get, name and save. But it doesn't say go back. It even says change disk or initiate disk. But there's no option to go back. Well, with the help of ChatGPT or any other search engine, I learned move your pointer above the screen until you hear that sound, ploop, ploop, ploop. There we go. And now you go back. So you can start using all these commands again, all these options I mean. And if you want to go to your picture, it's actually exactly the same thing you have to do. And this is what I draw when I was young and when I had my real Commodore 64. It's not bad, but when you see what other artists did, then it's just a beginner. And this is the very first picture. And then I've been making an improvement on it. And that's why it said Bike 2. I will show that, and then I will show you the problem. Get bike 2. I don't know if the microphone will pick it up, but it's so nice to hear the proper solid sound. Like I said in the review, it's nice to have that speaker and it imitates the sound. But when you hear a real drive, and because of this, the vibrations get more bass. This is just amazing. It's still getting picture. The light is still burning, so it still works. Yesterday this picture worked, and oh yes, I guess today also. And this one was finished. So you could actually see how I started to draw the bike with the sky and all. And how I later filled in the background so you get more depth. Okay, now let's go to the problem. It would make me look bad if it suddenly loads, but look, these floppies, first of all, they are actually single-sided. And second of all, like I said, everything has been, like for 2 or 3 years, in a house with ventilation problems. A lot of moisture was in there. And still, I'm already amazed that it works. No, I forget to click get. It's going to make me look like a fool, isn't it? Because yesterday the loading light would be blinking by now. If this is the case, I will have to take a picture of this drawing. It's still not flashing. Man, this old tech... It's working! Man! Man, these old machines sure can give you a feel-good feeling. I need to get my phone out, make sure the lens is clean. Because yeah, I gotta have this as a memory as well, that this suddenly works. It's like, what the... There we go. Let's go to the picture. Oh, this one wasn't finished yet, but it's working. Man. Oh, I did by accident, so I need to reload it. Storage, and if not, oh, I forgot you could do undo. Let's try the undo function. If I'm not mistaken, there's an... No, oh, it has erase, not undo. Oh yes, oops. That didn't help anything. I don't know if this over here was already there or not, but I'm not taking any chances. Get. And there you have it. A read error. So I will have to take the picture of this version with a weird scribble on top. At least I can still take a picture of it. I will move the pointer out of the way. Oh, I might be smart because I want to fix this and actually continue this picture. What I'm going to do is storage and then save. Name and save. I make it a B so I know it's a backup. I hope I don't get an error. So even if it was not in the first picture, because I can't remember. When I see the video back, I can see if that weird thing in the middle was there already when I loaded in the picture. Because I was by accidentally clicking on the fire button, so maybe I might have done this. It worked, it even saves. Okay, let's just put something on some different test. So when you use the power switch or the rocker switch, if you do it short, you go to the menu. I prefer to do it like Commodore Restore, but you can just click it up. Oh, that was too quick. And you go to the menu. And it's actually, sometimes it doesn't work for me, but if you hold it up for close to a second, that was too short. That was a bit longer, and now it works. So there's also a reset function. But somewhere upstairs I need to dive in my golden Commodore 64 time stuff. I have a little button that goes in the back that will reset your Commodore. But that doesn't work when this one is connected, because it needs to go in the same socket. So, well, this drive we have checked and it works. And I must say, I'm really happy that I could make a backup of that picture. Oh, I forgot I need my glasses again. And that is always the sign of getting older. Let's see what's on there. Oil's Well was cool. The horror show I remember the music from. And Exploding Fist, well, that's also already on the original. Oh, Crackout. Oh, yeah, that's a great game. Let's see if that still works. I was hitting that arrow next to... Oh no, that's on top of the return key, next to restore. Oh, I forgot to pull the lever down. Yeah, then you need to just reset the drive. Go back. And now it's working. Well, let's see how long it will take to load in 148 blocks of Crackout code. And as you can see, with the plus sign behind it, it means it's a trainer. Loading. Some more loading, and I think I will speed things up in here. I see some flashing. I don't know if that's actually... I say I speed things up in there, but it might be that this one is not working. Well, and that's also what I had yesterday. That is with the old hardware. Yes, it's still working, but there are some discs that didn't do the sign of time. Oh, wrong button. I wanted to run stop restore. Oh. So it actually loaded something in. Let's see what happens if we run this. I think it's just going to crash. It's actual normal Commodore 64 behavior when you feed it a half-loaded in-game. Let's already reset the drive and just remove the disk. No worries, I have this game also on my internal SD as a backup on my USB stick. So it's not that I can't play this game anymore. But I thought it was fun to show you, like everybody else that actually still got their Commodore gear, that what works and what doesn't work. Well, we can just reset this. And I got the feeling right again. So maybe it's a bit of a muscle memory. It works. Let's... Man. There will be another swap where I do remember to put on my glasses. So this one can go back. But I must be fair. Nobody in the years somewhere in the 80s would have thought that stuff like this will survive for like 40 years. Oh, another crack out? Okay, let's see if this works. And most of my floppies are made of this brand. And I must say, now in 2026, they've done a proper job. It's single-sided, double density, but of course with the trick with a cutter, you can just make a new erase another write protect notch and make the other side readable and writable also. Yes, cracker, but there's no... Oh, it's bigger, but it hasn't got a plus sign. Ronsoft? That's something that I made in the past. I want to know what this is. I hope that this is working, because it's just one block. And then an R. Why R? Ronsoft R. We will see. Usually it's something simple like scrolling my name or syntax error. Oh, I see. It was a point instead of the comma. That's better. Let's check the list. Wait for a key print. Then print load Ronsoft. Dit is a... Let's just see. Dit is een O. Oh, I'm typing in Dutch. I wanted to make a joke with... I was typing too fast for my Commodore, so the Commodore couldn't keep up with me. Oh man. So, okay. Nice. Let's do... I want to know what the R is. I just love that old noise. Especially when it actually, no, not load, I mean list. I knew it. This just had to come back. And the reason why, let's run stop this. The reason why you get it in this way is, first of all, because of all these spaces in here. And second of all, most people would do it like this. So now you know, putting in 1, 2 or more spaces and then yes, that's the proper one. Just a point and a comma. I don't know if that's the same in English. And then you get a new effect. Let's check out if Crackout wants to load. Now without an abbreviation. Simple. And again I'm pressing the point instead of the comma. That's the only thing that my not having my glasses on sometimes will be mistaken on the keyboard. Well, if this takes too long, I'm going to flash forward. So, as you can see, Crackout has said loading ready. So this backup or this game is actually working. Well, let's not wait around. The Commodore 64, the ultimate machine testing your patience. And when it was loading, I was thinking, I want to shout, JiffyDOS, where are you? And this works. Is it port 2? Then, yeah, bet is on the right. Let's just... Oh, hit spacebar to exit. Some of these games, they have, when you press the fire button, your bet will go faster. This one doesn't. I guess I didn't turn on the music. And since I did not turn on the music, I don't want to play anymore. Hey! Ah, there it came. It wanted to make some sound. Yeah. Oh, because I went back to the menu. Wow. I guess we'll just have to turn it off. But I actually want to go to... Is there an option to reset the system? F1 menu, but it doesn't do anything. Even reset 64 didn't work. So maybe reboot 60. No, that's the wrong back. Power on thread. Clear memory, let me see. Oh, here. But I guess we'll try this first. I kind of forgot, if you're not seeing anything from now anymore, it means that my capture card has quit recording because the signal was lost for a few seconds. But I will continue with the video by now because I'm not so sure if this is actually the end, because you're not seeing a Commodore 64 Basic V2 screen anymore. I'll say to you guys, I see you the next time in another video. Goodbye. Yes, that sounds very weird, because if that screen is still over there and the capture card is actually keeping on recording, then you think, man, in the middle of a game doing an outro. Now that's weird. Yeah, that's who I am. Just kidding. Well, Crackout worked. I'll just do one more disc actually. And I'm not forgetting my glasses. And yes, I may have skipped a few, but because when I see something on the disc where I think, well, I don't mind that another one with Big Mouth on it. Well, since you haven't actually seen this one yet, when I was still living with my parents and I had my first bread bin Commodore 64, I was driving on my moped and I passed a computer shop called Calimero Computer Shops. That was the first time that I saw that shop, and I thought, let's check inside. And they had a lot of Commodore 64 stuff. Among the Commodore 64 stuff was a speech synthesizer called Big Mouth. It was on tape and it had a very cool front. If I remember, I will search up the picture and put it in the video. If not, you can just Google it. And I had a Final Cartridge 3, and suddenly I thought, you know what, let's see if I can make a backup. And yes, I could. So now I have a different version than the one that's going around on the internet. Because the one going around on the internet gives yellow letters. But I'm so used to the version that I bought in the store that it's just annoying to see suddenly yellow letters. Where is my Big Mouth? There's no Big Mouth in here. Liar. Let's see if it's on the back side. When it's a short list, you can always use the trick, just use the old command and it will work again. And there we go, Big Mouth. Intro, horns of big, all the speeches. Man, there's a lot of funny things that I did there. Big speech, I'm Big Mouth. I guess I'm Big Mouth is the original demo. I hope so. Oh, I forgot list and then just run stop. Oh no, I guess it's this one. Bay demo, like Big Mouth demo. It's so cool that I have so many backups of this. I was so afraid to lose this one. The only thing that I do want to learn, because I've already tried yesterday, and maybe one of you in the comments can help me out with this. I want to make a backup on a ROM. And my question is how to do this. Because I've tried to set drive 8 as the internal memory, that is just in here, the SD card, and drive 9, no, wait, the other way around. Like I have it now, so drive 8 is this one, and drive 9 is the internal drive. I already made, let me show you before we go in here. If you go to the file browser, SD card, enter. Backup, because I've already made a folder, a backup of my floppies. And I've already, because that Koala Paint program, I wanted to back up. So this is an empty disk called Koala Paint. But the thing is, I can't have a way of copying it to here. So let's just run it. If you know how I can actually make backups of my stuff, oh man, I would also do a video about this, but I will be ever grateful. That would be awesome, man, if I could. The stuff that is still working. And if it's still working and it's something that you don't have, I'm willing to share. Hey, we're back in the 80s, back in the copy parties again. Let's run this one. Man, I'm getting way too excited. I don't know if it works because my volume is a bit low, so I will have to make it a bit louder now. And let's just load the directory. At least the Commodore behaves normally, so maybe it worked. Maybe you've heard it like, oh, welcome to Big Mouth or something, but I sure didn't. And I'm too fast again. So another list. Rambo and Rambo loader. B demo. Break. Yes, there's a comma. First, let me show you the list. Oh yes, this is what actually came with the cassette tape version. And as you also can see, they pronounce things a bit differently. This is not what I have done. This is actually what came with the program. I'm so glad that this demo is also on here. So what I'm going to do is grab me a pen and make sure that I will mark this as the original demo. BM demo. Cool. Let's run.
Thank you for buying Big Mouth. I am sure that you will be pleased with me. As you can hear, I am quite a smooth talker. You can make my voice high, or you can make it low. If you want, I can talk quickly, or I can talk very slowly. Have fun using me. Bye bye.
Oh man, that was so fun to hear this back. And yes, Big Mouth was loaded in correctly. Okay, man, you've seen it. It works. And maybe we can just do one more thing. Well, luckily reset works most of the time. Because if the reset wouldn't work again, I would have just kept the video, made a real ending, and it's done for today. And again, Breakthrough sounds like another clone of that game where you have to remove bricks with a ball. So it's a ball breaker then? Okay. Super test? Man, it's 200 blocks, so I will not check this one right now. And now I suddenly remember, yesterday I was like, what are all those disks that has boot? But it's a fast loader that can load in any game. So you have to just point out a game, what you want to load, and then it works. But we can test this if this is also on the... Ah, my bad. I forgot to completely fill in. And then it says, I'm searching for the tape. There's no tape recorder connected. I do have one, but that's not one that I want to bring back. Breakthrough, yes, there it is. It has no boot, so let's just load this. No, load with a D. Ding, 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 ding. And that song is immediately in my head. Because even if I didn't hear the first part, I would still know it. Music is just a thing that belongs to me. And if a tune is making an impression, it will be in my head for a long time. I guess until I go to, I will change the existing life to the everlasting. Wait for it. And I will do another cutout or fast forward. It's back. Yes, it's working again. Well, so far. The loading. And again in my head it was like, JiffyDOS, where are you? I wonder if this is what I think it is. I wonder why it says Tarzan and then within these brackets, okay. Breakthrough plus, so it is a trainer. Well, since I'm not here to just test out the games, let's just have a trainer. At least it works. I guess I'm not supposed to drive over these flashing things. I think it will be a landmine. Oh, ooh, man! Okay, works. Oh, I can just reset. Yes, reset works. Well, I think I've done enough testing for today. And also you can see that old hardware indeed works. You also have seen that yes, some discs have bad sectors in them. As Koala pointed out, it doesn't work. I was so lucky that just one time that OutRun pick still came through. And I clearly saw I wasn't finished with it yet. I wonder why I never finished it, because OutRun was my favorite game in the arcades. I even prefer it over Turbo OutRun, of course, due to the forks in the roads. But as a conversion on the Commodore 64, Turbo OutRun is my most favorite game, because the gameplay is way better. It feels less like a slalom race and more of a journey. The music was a bit more variation in it, but yeah, I know that the first game was done by just one person who had a very short amount of time. So it's not to talk badly about his work on the game, because the gameplay was actually pretty proper, good. The car handles pretty well. But in some stages, especially one with the two walls next to you, so the second stage when you go to the right, there sometimes you had 3 cars in a row and it was almost impossible to pass other cars. And I have played the European version. I don't know if the American version is better. I've heard on several reviews and I've seen in the comments from several people that says, yes, it is better, because it's the game he actually wanted to make. But I haven't been able to try that one out yet, because if I'm searching for OutRun on the internet, I always get the European version, or the version that I had in the past. Well, I can talk about this system forever and ever. Yesterday was almost a complete full day of Commodore 64 bliss, because I was cleaning this one, make sure it was working, And then at the end of the day I thought, you know what, I want to make a nice video of it. And now I did. But for the rest of the time, until I see a reply giving me an explanation on how to make a backup, the rest of the videos will just feature this system with the modern loading, with my JiffyDOS back activated again. So before I forget, I'll just turn this one off. Let's go to memory. Let's set the kernel back to JiffyDOS. And let's make drive A active again. And as you can see, that is all you have to do. When I was started using this, at first I may have been a bit overwhelmed. But yes, it helped that I've already seen a lot of users using the menu. And yeah, it already gave a bit of a feeling of how things works inside. And all I have to also remember is when you're in a certain menu, for instance, what I also want to show, and this is a nice addition to the video, if you are pressing F1 in a menu where you are, you get all these things that was based on what you are standing on. So if you are, I don't remember if you have to be in the disk file browser, but I guess so. Yes, if you say create, for instance, you can make a disk image, you can make all kinds of stuff, and a directory, in other words, a folder, what I did with making, let's go back, and again, as I did with making a folder made called Backup Ronald Floppies. If I know how to backup, I will make an ABC structure in there and put everything in the proper folder, so it's easier to find your games. Because as you can see, there's a lot of floppies there, and I know there will be a lot of games not working, but the games that do work, they will be preserved for the future, and I want to share them because the more people have it, yeah, it's better for preservation. And I know there will be a lot of stuff double that you already have found. But as you can see, when you search for screenshots of Big Mouth on the internet, you always see the yellow letters. But my version just had the regular Commodore setup. So this is why I actually want to have this backup system. But I don't know what kind of software I need for this. I already tried this one, but that did not work. Because I cannot load this if the internal drive A, needs to be the SD card until I can run this program. But if the internal drive is drive 8, it will not read the disk drive. So that's a bit of a problem, and that's why I am calling in for the community for help. But I will end it right here and say I hope you enjoyed the video, and we see each other in the next one. Goodbye.